Hey Gemini, I just pulled cards for you, and honestly, the energy coming through is really beautiful. I wanted to sit down and share what I'm seeing because there's something powerful happening with your light right now. And I think you need to hear this. So I shuffled the deck, asking about the light you radiate and your strength. And the first card that came forward is the Six of Swords. You know what's interesting about this card showing up first? It's telling me that you've been moving away from something heavy. Maybe you've been carrying emotional weight or dealing with situations that dimmed your light a bit, and now there's this energy of transition happening. The Six of Swords is about moving toward calmer waters, and what I'm picking up is that your strength isn't just about being tough through hard times. It's about knowing when to move forward, when to let the boat carry you to better shores. Your light radiates strongest when you give yourself permission to leave behind what no longer serves you. I'm seeing that you might have felt guilty about walking away from certain people or situations, but this card is confirming that your intuition was right. The light you carry needed space to breathe, and you're giving it that space now. What's really touching about this energy is that you're not running away from anything. You're consciously choosing peace, and that takes incredible strength. Some people stay in storms their whole lives because it's familiar, but you're different. Your light knows where it needs to go, and you're trusting that inner compass. The Six of Swords is showing me that this journey you're on might feel quiet or even lonely at times, but it's necessary. You're not meant to shine in chaos anymore. You're being guided toward environments and people who will appreciate the full spectrum of your light without trying to dim it or control it. This transition period might feel slow, but I want you to know that every day you're moving closer to alignment. Your strength is in your patience right now, in your willingness to trust the process even when you can't see the destination clearly yet. The second card is the Page of Swords. And oh my goodness, this is such a Gemini energy. I love this for you because it's showing that your light radiates through your curiosity, your questions, your need to understand and communicate. The Page of Swords is that part of you that refuses to accept things at face value. You want to dig deeper, you want the truth, and you're not afraid to ask uncomfortable questions. This is your strength, even when others try to make you feel like you're too much or too intense. Your light shines through your intellect and your ability to see through illusions. I'm getting that you might have been told to quiet down or stop questioning things so much, but this card is validating that your sharp mind is exactly what makes you powerful. You're meant to be the person who asks why, who challenges the status quo, who refuses to live in ignorance. What I find really beautiful about the Page of Swords showing up here is that it's telling you to stay curious about yourself too. Your light radiates when you're learning, growing, discovering new parts of who you are. Maybe you've been exploring new ideas lately, or questioning old beliefs that you inherited from family or society. This card is encouraging you to keep going with that. Your strength isn't in having all the answers, but in being brave enough to seek them. I'm also picking up that you have this gift of cutting through emotional fog with clarity. When others are confused or caught up in drama, you have this ability to see the situation objectively and speak truth. That's a rare gift, and it's part of how your light helps others. You illuminate what's real, what's honest, what needs to be said even when it's difficult. The Page of Swords is also reminding you to protect your mental space. Your mind is where your light originates, so feeding it with good information, healthy conversations, and stimulating experiences is essential. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for outgrowing certain topics or people who can't match your mental frequency anymore. Your light needs intellectual nourishment to stay bright. Now the third card is the Eight of Cups, and this one hits deep. I can feel the emotional weight of this card, but I want you to understand that it's not a sad card in your reading. It's actually incredibly empowering. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that looked good on the surface, but wasn't feeding your soul. Maybe it was a relationship, a job, a lifestyle, or even a version of yourself that you've outgrown. This card is showing me that your light radiates strongest when you have the courage to leave behind what everyone else thinks you should want. That takes so much strength, and I need you to recognize that about yourself. How many people stay in situations that are slowly killing their spirit just because it's easier than facing the unknown? But you're not built that way. Your light has this fierce loyalty to your own truth, and when something isn't aligned anymore, you feel it in your bones. I'm seeing that you might have walked away from something recently or you're in the process of it now, and there might be people who don't understand your choice. They might think you're throwing away something good, but they can't see what you see. They can't feel what you feel. The Eight of Cups is validating that you're not being flaky or giving up. You're honoring your soul's deeper calling. Your light knows that staying in something half-hearted is worse than the temporary discomfort of walking away. What I love about this card is that it shows you climbing toward higher ground, moving toward mountains in the distance. That symbolizes that you're not just leaving, you're going toward something greater, something that aligns with who you're becoming. This card is also telling me about emotional maturity. Your strength radiates through your ability to recognize when something has run its course. You don't force connections or situations to work when the energy has died. You trust that if it's meant for you, it won't require you to abandon yourself to keep it. That's wisdom and that's light. The Eight of Cups wants you to know that what you're walking away from is making space for what's truly meant for you. Don't look back with regret. Look forward with faith. The fourth card is the Seven of Swords. And okay, this one is interesting because it can be interpreted in different ways. But in the context of your light and strength, I'm seeing this as your ability to be strategic and independent. The Seven of Swords often shows someone taking what they need and moving with careful planning. In your reading, this is showing me that your light radiates through your intelligence and your ability to navigate complex situations. You're not someone who just charges in emotionally. You think things through, you have backup plans, you know how to protect yourself. That's a form of strength that doesn't always get appreciated, but it's powerful. I'm picking up that you might have had to be clever or strategic in certain situations where you couldn't rely on others. Maybe you've learned to trust yourself above all else because people have let you down or tried to take advantage of your kindness. The Seven of Swords is showing that you've developed this skill of discernment, of knowing when to share and when to keep your cards close. Your light isn't diminished by being strategic. Actually, it's enhanced because you're protecting your energy and your resources. You're smart enough to know that not everyone deserves full access to you, and that awareness keeps your light from being drained. There's also something here about independence. Your strength radiates when you're self-reliant, when you prove to yourself that you don't need anyone to save you. You can save yourself. You can figure things out on your own. You can make moves that serve your highest good even when no one else understands or supports them. The Seven of Swords is that lone wolf energy, and for you right now, it's a reminder that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means being free to make choices that are truly yours. I also want to mention that this card can indicate that you're learning to work smarter, not harder. Your light doesn't need to burn out trying to prove itself. You can be efficient, you can be selective, you can take shortcuts that align with your integrity. There's nothing wrong with finding easier paths as long as they're honest. Your strength is in knowing that you don't have to do things the hard way just to earn your worth. Now we're at the fifth card, which is Strength. And wow, this is such a confirmation card for your reading. The Strength card is literally about inner power, about the light that comes from your soul rather than your ego. This card shows a figure gently taming a lion, and that's exactly what your strength looks like. It's not aggressive or forceful. It's calm, compassionate, patient. Your light radiates through your ability to remain centered even when life gets wild. You have this inner fortitude that people might not see at first because you're not loud about it, but it's there, steady and unshakable. What I'm really feeling with the Strength card is that you've been tested a lot, and each test has made your light stronger. You're not the same person you were a year ago or even a few months ago. You've been through things that could have broken you, but instead they refined you. Your strength radiates in how you handle challenges with grace, how you choose love over fear, how you keep your heart open even after it's been hurt. That's real power. Anyone can build walls and become hard, but it takes true strength to stay soft, to stay kind, to stay open. And you're doing that. You're choosing to let your light shine even when it would be easier to shut down. The Strength card is also about courage, but not the kind of courage that's about fighting or proving yourself. It's the courage to be vulnerable, to be authentic, to show up as you are without apology. Your light radiates when you're being real, when you're not performing or pretending. People are drawn to you because they can feel that authenticity. You're not trying to be perfect, you're just trying to be true, and that's magnetic. I'm also getting that you have a gift for calming others, for bringing peace to chaotic situations. Your presence is healing because your light carries this frequency of acceptance and compassion. You help people feel safe to be themselves around you. The Strength card wants you to know that your gentleness is not weakness. Your patience is not passivity. Your compassion is not naivety. These qualities are your superpowers, and they make your light shine brighter than any amount of aggression or force ever could. Keep trusting in your gentle power. Keep believing in the strength of love and kindness. The world needs your light exactly as it is. The sixth card is the Two of Wands, and this is giving me excited energy because it's about vision and planning for the future. Your light radiates when you're looking ahead, when you're dreaming about possibilities, when you're standing at the edge of your comfort zone contemplating your next move. The Two of Wands shows someone holding a globe, looking out at the world with ambition and curiosity. That's you right now. You're not content with staying small or playing it safe. Your light wants to expand, to explore, to experience more of what life has to offer. What I find beautiful about this card in your reading is that it's confirming you have options. Your strength radiates in your ability to choose, to decide what direction you want to take your life. Maybe you've felt stuck in the past, like you didn't have choices, but that's changing now. The Two of Wands is showing that you're in a powerful position where you can create the life you want. You're not at the mercy of circumstances anymore. You're the one holding the map. You're the one deciding where to go next. That's empowering, and it makes your light shine because you're stepping into your creative power. I'm also picking up that you might be planning something big, maybe a project or a goal that excites you. The Two of Wands encourages you to think bigger than you have been. Your light doesn't want to be contained in small dreams. You're meant for expansion, for growth, for making an impact. Don't let fear of failure keep you from pursuing what calls to you. Your strength is in your willingness to take calculated risks, to step into the unknown with faith that you'll figure it out. You're braver than you realize, and the Two of Wands is reminding you that the world is yours to explore. Your light is meant to travel far, to touch many lives, to leave a mark. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Shine as big and bright as you want to. The seventh card is the Knight of Cups, and oh, this is such beautiful energy. The Knight of Cups is the romantic, the dreamer, the one who follows their heart. Your light radiates through your emotional depth and your capacity to love. Even if you've been hurt before, even if you've built some walls, there's still this part of you that believes in beauty, in connection, in magic. That's your strength. Your ability to remain hopeful, to stay open to love, to trust that good things are possible even after disappointment. The Knight of Cups is riding towards something with an offering in his hands, and that's how your light moves through the world. You're always offering something, your kindness, your creativity, your presence, your love. What I'm feeling with this card is that you're entering a phase where your heart is opening again. Maybe you've been guarded or focused on other areas of your life, but now there's this gentle invitation to reconnect with your feelings, with your desires, with what makes you come alive. Your light radiates when you're in touch with your emotions, when you're creating, when you're expressing what's in your heart. The Knight of Cups encourages you to follow what inspires you, what moves you, what makes you feel alive. Don't ignore those whispers from your soul. They're guiding you toward your purpose. I'm also seeing that you might be attracting or already connected with someone who resonates with this Knight of Cups energy. Someone who appreciates your depth, who sees your light and wants to honor it. Whether that's a romantic connection, a creative collaborator, or a soul friend, this person is coming into your life to remind you that your sensitivity is a gift, not a burden. Your strength radiates in your ability to feel deeply, to love fully, to create beauty from emotion. The Knight of Cups is validating that your heart is your greatest asset, and when you lead with it, magic happens. Now the eighth card is the Queen of Swords, and this is such a powerful energy to have in your reading. The Queen of Swords is the embodiment of clear thinking, direct communication, and intellectual strength. Your light radiates through your ability to speak truth, to cut through confusion, to see situations for what they really are. This queen doesn't play games, she doesn't sugarcoat, and she doesn't tolerate dishonesty. That's your strength right now. You're stepping into a version of yourself that values clarity over comfort, truth over politeness. You're learning that your voice matters, that your perspective is valuable, that you have every right to express what you think and feel. What I love about the Queen of Swords in your reading is that she represents emotional maturity combined with mental clarity. You've been through enough to know what you will and won't accept. You've learned your lessons, you've paid your dues, and now you're operating from a place of wisdom rather than wounds. Your light radiates when you're standing in your power, when you're setting boundaries, when you're saying no to what doesn't align with your truth. The Queen of Swords doesn't dim her light to make others comfortable. And neither should you. I'm picking up that you might be in a phase where you're having important conversations or making decisions that require you to be firm and clear. The Queen of Swords is giving you the strength to do that with confidence. You don't need everyone to understand or agree with you. You just need to honor your own knowing. Your light shines brightest when you're being authentic, when you're speaking from your truth, when you're not performing for anyone's approval. This card is also about independence and self-sufficiency. You're realizing that you don't need external validation to know your worth. You are the authority on your own life, and that awareness is liberating. The Queen of Swords wants you to know that being strong doesn't mean being harsh. You can be direct and kind at the same time. You can set boundaries and still be loving. You can speak truth and still be compassionate. Your light carries all of these qualities, and when you embrace them fully, you become unstoppable. The 9th card is the 10 of Wands, and I want to be honest with you about this one because it's showing something important. The 10 of Wands represents burdens, responsibilities, things you've been carrying that might be weighing down your light. Your strength has been tested by how much you've taken on, and while you're capable of handling a lot, this card is asking you to consider what you can release. Your light doesn't shine as brightly when you're overwhelmed, when you're carrying more than your share, when you're trying to do everything alone. What I'm seeing with the 10 of Wands is that you might have this pattern of taking on too much, either because you feel responsible for others or because you're trying to prove your worth through productivity. But here's the truth that this card wants you to hear. Your light doesn't need to work that hard to be valuable. You are enough just as you are, even when you're resting, even when you're not accomplishing anything. Your strength isn't measured by how much you can carry. It's measured by your wisdom in knowing what to put down. I'm feeling that you're being called to examine what you're carrying that isn't actually yours. Maybe it's other people's problems. Maybe it's expectations that were placed on you. Maybe it's goals that you've outgrown but you're still pursuing out of obligation. The 10 of Wands is showing that your light is ready to be free from unnecessary weight. Imagine how bright you could shine if you only carried what truly matters to you, what truly aligns with your soul's purpose. That's what this card is inviting you to explore. There's also a message here about asking for help. Your strength radiates when you're vulnerable enough to admit that you can't do everything alone, when you're wise enough to delegate or collaborate. You don't have to be a martyr to be valuable. You don't have to exhaust yourself to earn love. Your light is precious and it needs to be protected from burnout. The 10 of Wands is a gentle warning, but also an empowering message. You have the power to choose what you carry and what you release. Use that power wisely. The 10th and final card is the 10 of Pentacles, and I'm so happy this showed up because it's such a beautiful completion to your reading. The 10 of Pentacles represents abundance, legacy, stability, and fulfillment. Your light radiates toward creating something lasting, something meaningful, something that will outlive you. This card is showing me that your strength isn't just for your own survival or success. It's meant to create a foundation for others, to build something that future generations will benefit from. That could be a family legacy, a creative body of work, a business, or simply the wisdom and love you pass on to those around you. What I'm really feeling with the 10 of Pentacles is that you're being called to think long-term. Your light wants to create security, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. You're building a life that feels solid, that feels abundant, that feels rich in all the ways that matter. This card is confirming that your efforts are paying off, that the seeds you've planted are growing, that the foundation you've been building is strong. Your strength radiates in your commitment to creating something real and lasting, rather than chasing temporary pleasures or quick wins. The 10 of Pentacles also speaks to the importance of community and connection. Your light doesn't shine in isolation. It shines through your relationships, your family, your chosen tribe. You're realizing that true wealth isn't just about what you have, it's about who you share it with, who you love, who loves you back. This card is encouraging you to invest in those connections, to nurture the people who matter, to create traditions and memories that will be treasured. Your strength is in your ability to bring people together, to create a sense of belonging, to build something that feels like home. I'm also picking up that you're entering a phase of reaping what you've sown. The 10 of Pentacles is a harvest card, and it's showing that your hard work, your patience, your persistence is about to pay off in tangible ways. Your light has been working behind the scenes, creating opportunities, attracting abundance, setting things in motion, and now you're going to start seeing the results. Trust that everything you've been through has been preparing you for this moment. Your strength has brought you here, and your light is about to shine brighter than ever. So Gemini, as I look at all 10 cards together, what I'm seeing is a complete picture of your light and your strength. You're in a transition, moving away from what dimmed your light and toward what makes it shine. Your strength radiates through your curiosity, your courage, your strategic mind, your gentle power, your vision, your emotional depth, your clarity, your wisdom in releasing burdens, and your ability to create lasting abundance. You are so much stronger than you realize, and your light is so much brighter than you give yourself credit for. The universe is supporting you, guiding you, preparing you for beautiful things. Keep trusting yourself, keep honoring your truth, keep shining your light without apology. You're exactly where you need to be, and everything is unfolding perfectly for your highest good. I hope this reading brought you some clarity and encouragement. You've got this.